Hey everyone. Uh, Finally turning on the camera. It is actually midnight. Um, I was trying to get the camera on sooner than this, but you know, people need time for themselves, man. They do. Bear with me. You're gonna have to get used to this a lot. So I'm gonna be on the boat a lot. You know, you guys are gonna be watching me. You're not always gonna be hearing me talk. I'm not always gonna be, with you guys. You guys are gonna be watching me as well. But, like I said, I'm not always gonna be narrating. There'll be Margarita will be narrating as well. And maybe other people as well. It isn't just gonna be me always on this boat. Doing chasing these storms. There's other people that are doing this that I plan on meeting with and doing some things with. I can't do this by myself. This project of mine, this mission of mine is it's big. You're talking about the whole world. It isn't this is serious stuff. It isn't very 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 serious stuff. So trying to figure out where to put this light at to get a good so you guys can see me well. I was just gonna leave the orange light, but it seems like this light seems a little bit better. I got the heat going, man. I got the heater going on my feet. I got the book ready, Bible open. I've been messing around with I've been messing around with this new search engine. It's called you.com. And I like it, man. So far, it's been really good to me. Not. Hold on one second. Alright, so yeah, it's been really good to me. It also talks to you. So you can ask it questions. You can actually chat to it, It's been, I've been talking to it about boats. I ask it questions and stuff about boats, and it's able to give me answers. Unlike the web search engine. So, how like you use Google or like Bing, you ask it questions. It doesn't know what to ask, you know what I mean? You gotta look for the question already answered. So it's kind of nice that I really like AI software. I really do, and I have an Echo Dot. I have Amazon Alexa, which I'm thinking about possibly programming some stuff with Alexa. It's just I don't. Privacy matters concern me, big time. I'm not worried about a robot, AI. At the end of the day, which I hate saying that word, when it comes down to everything, none of that stuff matters. It doesn't, because money, cars, everything, all that stuff is irrelevant when it comes down to the end time, or if it comes down to God. I don't need any of these computers. Any of this stuff does not matter when it comes down to it. It really don't. I forgot what I was going to touch on. The topic. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, man. I've been pushing and pushing and pushing. But I need to, I want to read. I want to finish reading.
He now has an Husky inside of his car, and now he's scared to get into his car.
Stupid.
3 is good. Definitely.
You should hear this stupid shit. Man. People lock themselves out of the car all the time. I'm telling you, people are dumb. Like, I locked myself out of the car too, but, like, you'd be surprised the stuff I hear with the police deal with some bullshit, man. Let me tell you, the police deal with some bullshit. If you're an officer and you come across this video, man or woman, they give you props. Whether you're a good officer or not, that's up for debate. But just to deal with all the bullshit in general, yeah. Oh, so the topic with AI, robots and stuff, I am concerned about those things. I don't want my daughter living with a bunch of fucking robots. They supposedly got these fucking robots that they came out with this year that supposedly have emotions. They're talking about. I posted on my Facebook, man, saying that fucking. They were sending, because my Facebook went viral. I was popular. They were sending me business type stuff on Facebook, inviting me to come. They were inviting me to come talk to these damn robots, saying that they need help training these robots, that they have feelings and emotions. They can feel and have emotions, and they need help teaching these things. And I'm like, what the fuck? And supposedly they're in Michigan. I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, sure. I'm not going to that, but I reposted it. I don't even know if it's true or not. There's a lot of things that just weird shit that I found on the internet that just started happening recently.
Very good. I'll get 12 in Evergreen. I'm guessing you said 12 South. It'll be 57 Huntington. I'll head that way.
Supposedly they're harvesting kidneys now this year. They got these 5. I wonder if I can pop it up.
We'll try calling back.
Let's see if I can find it.
Right there. Never mind. I got it. My blades are probably home.
Let's see if I can find the thing I found. I'm looking for things, dude. Listen, there is 5 greatest, like the greatest new fucking inventions, and they were talking about, they came out with this new medicine, crazy shit, dude. See, I could go. The thing is I went back to my old life stories dash perspectives, and my fucking Facebook was getting tagged left and right, like every 5 seconds. And if you go to that life dash stories dash perspectives, my original Facebook, it has like all these fucking fat people like being tagged. And it's stupid because this person fucking, it's so frustrating. They try to hit up my family too, you know what I mean? They were acting like they were me and asking my family for money, dude. And it was fucking bullshit because my family thought it was me. And it really like caused problems. Caused me a lot of problems actually, like a lot. And then this person even went out to the extent. They even went to the extent of messaging Margarita and telling Margarita that I was cheating on her, and that all this, dude. Listen, man, this person, whoever got that Facebook, is fucked up. They're really fucked up. If I ever find out who it is, I'm smoking them. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna get shot. They're gonna get killed. And I already told that person I'm killing them if I see him. Woman, man, I don't care. Listen, I'm killing them. The only thing that ain't gonna stop, there's only one that will stop me from killing them, and that's God. And that's facts. I'm not very happy about the situation of that person and whoever it is. It wasn't the fact that I don't care about the money. I don't care about all that stuff. I don't even care about the Facebook. It was the fact that it put me in a position with my father, and it put me in a position with my family, where they thought I was crazy, because I am. I mean, I am crazy, but they think that all this stuff that I got going on, is a lie. They don't want to believe it. They don't believe me. They didn't believe anything, because it's Jesus. I try to tell them, like, I got, I wrote my book. First of all, when I told them I wrote my book, they didn't. My family wouldn't even read my book. They wouldn't even look at my book. You know what I mean? That hurt. That hurt bad. Like, I have all my papers. All my papers. All right. All my papers are there in my room. No interest at all. None whatsoever. No interest in me or what I did or what I have to say. Don't care. They don't care. So therefore, you don't have if you don't have interest in any, if you don't have interest in my dreams, you don't have interest in me as a son or as a person. That's why I told him, I'm like, okay, you're not even my biological father, first of all. Second of all, you've never provided me with a home. You've put a roof over my head, but that's not a home. It's not a home, and that's why I always ran away. That's why I am the way I am, and I'm actually kind of thankful for it, because if it wasn't for me running away or for me being from house to house to house, I wouldn't have been broken as I am. And then, joining, whatever, doing what it is that I did, and God was able to use that situation for good. And the reason why I say that I'm happy it happened this way, because I was broken, and because how I was raised, basically, it allowed me to have an open heart to allow God to come in and to be in God's family. I consider God's family my family. Margarita and her family is my family, and God's family. So my family isn't my family anymore. I've given them up, because my whole life they've done nothing but cause me problems. They've never contributed to the solution. They've never once helped me. They've never went out of the way to help me at all, ever. The only one is Mike, and that would be my dad. And then when I fell in love with Jesus, when I came back, that's dead. It stopped completely. All because I worship Jesus, and including my Polish family, which is crazy. They're Polish, right? And they're traditional Catholics. They pray, they have Jesus stuff all in the house, right? But it's fake. They don't worship Jesus. They have Jesus, right? They want to believe in it, but they don't worship Jesus. They don't spend time with God. Just because you have a cross in your car doesn't mean you spend time with God. Just because you say you love God doesn't mean you spend time with God. Just because you can quote some scriptures from the book doesn't mean you have a relationship with Jesus. Even the devil quoted scripture from the book. The devil uses scripture against people. That's why you hear Christians, Christians, half the people in the church are bad. They're not even real. They're evil. Why do you even, half the people that go to church, they got problems. They're going to the church for that reason. Which Jesus said a parable about that, how the church would be and what to do and how to do it. But we're going to go ahead and read John. So, alright, so we left off where, we're talking about where John the Baptist was baptizing in water as a symbol of what was to come, of what Jesus was going to do, to the heart. So it says, come see for yourself. So after John seeing Jesus, John knew it was Jesus right away without Jesus even seeing who he was. He didn't even have to see. All he had to do is see, just hear his voice and see him, and boom, he knew. So it says, come see for yourself. The next day, John was back at his post with 2 disciples who were watching. He looked up, saw Jesus walking nearby, and said, here he is, God's Passover lamb. The 2 disciples heard him and went after Jesus. Jesus looked over his shoulder and said to them, what are you after? They said, Rabbi, which means teacher. Where are you staying? Where are you staying, teacher? He said, Jesus replied, come along and come see for yourself. So they came, saw where he was living, and ended up staying with him for the day. It was late afternoon when this happened. Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, was one of the 2 who heard John's witness and followed Jesus. Okay, so the first thing he did after finding where Jesus lived was find his own brother Simon, telling him, we found the Messiah, that is Christ. Come now, immediately. And they led him to Jesus. It says, Jesus took one look up and said, you're John's son, Simon. It says, from now on your name is Cephas, or Peter, which means rock. So it's very important to understand that everybody gets a new name in the Bible. I rename people all the time, like my name Badger. I give people nicknames all the time, and I give them for a reason. And I don't just give people nicknames just to give people nicknames. I really, really think about that person and who it is they are and their personality and what fits them. And I don't give them a name until I feel they have reached a point of state of consciousness, of awareness in their heart and their mind, where I try to make them one, which is very, very hard. You can't be born again, not only physically but spiritually, until you make your heart, your eye one, which you don't see with your eyes physically, you see with your heart. You can see the future with your heart. You see the future with your heart. You can see God with your heart. You can see the evil, and you can see what is coming, and God reveals all these things to people. It says in the end times, or all times, God has prophecy through people. It's called the spirit of love. Anybody that's influenced by the spirit of love, of giving, of life, the life-giving force that was freely given to us, they prophesy, whether they know it or not, they're prophesying. So it says, Jesus named, Jesus took one look up at Simon, John's son Simon. So Simon was John the Baptist's son, Simon. So he called him the Rock, because you gotta remember too that the reason why he probably told him that he was gonna be the Rock too is because Peter would look up to John as his dad, and say, wow, my dad prepared the way for Jesus, there's a lot of lineage, there's a lot of, history behind that family name. So therefore, Jesus already knew that Peter was going to take it to heart, that Peter was going to follow after his dad. That's why Jesus called him the Rock. But it says, the next day Jesus decided to go up to Galilee. Jesus was always on the move. When he got there, he ran across Philip and said, come follow me. Philip's hometown was in Bethsaida. I hate that. Bethsaida. Bethsaida. The same as Andrew and Peter. So Philip, Andrew, and Peter, they all lived in Bethsaida. So he picked up 3 people So you already had 3 people in Bethsaida in Galilee. Alright, and it says, Philip went and found Nathanael and told him, we found the one Moses wrote of in the law, the one preached by the prophets. It's Jesus, Joseph's son, the one from Nazareth. Nathanael said, Nazareth? You've got to be kidding. But Philip said, come, see for yourself. When Jesus saw him coming, he said, there's a real Israelite, not a false bone in his body. Nathanael said, where did you get that idea? You don't know me. Jesus answered, one day, long before Philip called you here, I saw you under the fig tree. Nathanael said, Rabbi, you are the Son of God, the King of Israel. Jesus was always paying attention. He was aware of things, you know. He wasn't, you know, it's not saying that he saw the future, you know what I mean? It didn't say that Jesus, you know, was, you know, that's not what it said. It was saying that Jesus was aware. Jesus was paying attention where he was at, and he remembered faces. He had a photographic memory, as I do, as most people do that I know. You know, he was aware. He knew. You know, he was paying attention to dude sitting under the fig tree before he came. And there, you know, there's also a meaning to it too. You know, a fig tree. You gotta look up a fig tree. There's many things that these trees, these plants, that when they're spoken about in the Bible, the way they grow and the way they seed and the way, you know, the colors of them, and they all have symbolic meaning to them, and you must understand that plant and know that plant and what it is that plant does and how it grows for you to understand the meaning, the context, the idea, expression, the you know, of what it is that was said, you know, in the scripture. Alright, so yeah, you know, Nathanael, you know, he said, you're the King of Israel, you know. It says, Jesus said, you've become a believer simply because I say I saw you one day sitting under the fig tree? You haven't seen anything yet. Before this is over, you're going to see heaven open and God's angels descending to the Son of Man and ascending again. So Jesus clearly said that the heavens opened. He's clearly said that the heavens open. The heaven is going to open, right? The heavens. There's more than one heaven. But anyways, they open, and God came down. You know, we can give it many expressions, you know, as a dove, you know, it says, you know, God's angels descending to the Son of Man. So, you know, there's many angels. That's got to be a crazy sight, you know. And they even have, like, if you look up documentaries of like the space station and stuff, they even have like video footage. Even like almost all the space astronauts have seen flashes of light, and like they swear up and down angels are flying by, coming down into the earth. I believe it. How could you not? We're here. There's so many things that are animals that are unexplainable, or, you know, creatures that are here that, you know, like, come on, man. Half the ocean life is fucking weird, creepy looking. They look like aliens. Those things freak me out more than aliens do. I'm serious. Fucking fish. Not fish, but those fucking weird crustaceans. Fucking weird fucking things down there. Fucking with the arms and shit. Ocean life creeps me out, dude. I'd rather deal with an alien any day than be stuck down in the ocean with those creepy crawlers down there, man. There's some weird. God has made some weird stuff, man, hasn't he? I'm amazed. It truly amazes me. And they found a fish recently. They found some life down in the ocean that lives forever. It's able to. It doesn't. It can die, but it's able to. It's able to basically reproduce over and over and over again, and live. And it can. I forget the name of it. If I can remember the name of it, whoa, that bug just creeped me out. And I got bugs in here because I had the window open. And it's a skeeter. I got a big fly in here. And it creeped me out. But, yeah, dude. There's so many animals that creep me out. But yeah, it's pretty cool that, it lives forever. And what it does, it's like, there's some, like, fluid in it. And there's a fluid in it, right? That it, like, eats itself or something like that. I forget exactly what. If I remember what it is, I'll show you guys. But it brought me right back to the tree. Because I'll bounce around a lot. I do. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. You know what I mean? We just talk. We're just talking. It's fellowship. You know what I mean? If we had like a strict, this is just fellowshipping. We're just talking. I'm just talking, really. But there's no need to worry or stress about what it is that we're talking about or be off topic, because you'll never know you'll never be able to get everything in anyways and know everything about God anyways. It's not possible unless God reveals it to you. I'm tired of looking at that bug, and it's because I have the flashlight over here. That bug's creeping me out, and I won't kill it. But neighbor across the street, Ryan, I had flies in here because I had the windows open, and the cat food, they were flying about the cat food and stuff. And it's irritating me a little bit because I'm a clean person. You can see my house is clean, so it's really odd. And he's over here trying to smack him and kill him. I'm like, it was driving me crazy. And he noticed, like, he knew, like, I didn't like the fact that he killed the fly. Like, he felt it. I felt it. He stopped. Don't kill flies around me. Don't kill anything around me, period. Serious. If you kill an ant around me, I'm probably going to kill you. Serious. I'm going to smoke you. Serious. I'm not lying. Don't kill anything around me. Don't be ignorant around me. I'll blow your fucking wig back. I'm telling you right now, I'll blow your wig back. And that's what scares me. That's why I'm worried about going on stage. That's why I worry about leaving. That's why I worry about talking to people and doing Jesus. Because that's why my family left. Because they knew if they talked smack, or if they knew they said something wrong, or knew that listen, I don't have time for bullshit. There's no ignorance in me whatsoever. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't fucking say it. Don't say it at all. Don't bring it up. Don't even, if it's not helping me or helping you or helping individuals, there's no point to even be breathing, to be saying anything. Period. And yes, I told everyone in my family I'll kill them, and they know that. They know I'll kill them. They know who I am. They know what I'm about. And I hate to say it. I'm not a killer. I'm not. But you push me to that point, I'm going to snap. I have no choice. I have no choice. It's your life or mine. I'm tired of the stupid ignorance. I'm tired of the pain and the hurt that these people are causing. Because evil is just a temptation. They're giving in to an evil when all they have to do is not do it. Stupid. The people are choosing to live like that. Don't come around me if you choose to live like that. If you want your life, don't come around me. Listen, you don't have no control anyways. God's in control. So it don't matter what I say or what you say or what you do or what I do. It doesn't fucking matter what any of us do or say. It doesn't. It doesn't. That's why the Bible says you're accounted for all your actions and words. You are. But at the end of the day, if you have no care for helping anybody, right? If you have no care for changing or opening your heart, then you're useless. There is no meaning in it. That's why Jesus said you're either with me or you're against me. Because if you're not with love, you're against it. So, they seen all the angels coming in. So, that's when Jesus said, you're going to see the heavens open up. You're going to see the angels take me, come to me and take me. It says, from water to wine. Jesus turned water into wine. So it says, this is chapter 2. 3 days later, there was a wedding in the village of Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there. Jesus and his disciples were guests as well. When they started running low on wine at the wedding banquet, Jesus' mother told him, they're just about out of wine. Jesus said, is that any of our business, mother, yours or mine? This isn't my time. Don't push me. She went ahead anyway, telling the servants, whatever he tells you, do it. 6 stoneware water pots were there, used by the Jews for ritual washings. Each held 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus ordered the servants, fill the pots with water, and they filled them to the brim. Now fill your pitchers and take them to the host, Jesus said, and they did. When the host tasted the water that had become wine, he didn't know what had just happened, but the servants, of course, knew. He called out to the bridegroom, everybody I know begins with their finest wines, and after the guests have had their fill, brings in the cheap stuff, but you've saved the best until now. This act in Cana of Galilee was the first sign Jesus gave, the first glimpse of his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this, he went down to Capernaum along with his mother, brothers, and disciples, and stayed there several days. It's amazing that he turned water into our wine, and he had to show his power, and to get people to believe, people, that's all it is a belief. Everything comes down to a belief. And that's why it's so important to be taught. How can you believe in something if you're not taught it? That's why Jesus says you must be born again. You must relearn. You must relearn everything that it is that you know. Everything that it is that you know is false. Not everything, but for the most part. Here's the thing is, you know what it is that is false, that is in your life. I don't even have to tell you. You know. You do. Everyone knows what it is that is false in their life, because they're the ones that are creating the falsehood in their lives. They're the ones that are making up those lies and those stories and believing in those lies and stories that they make up. Because if they don't, they're going to get caught up in those other lies. And that's how the evil one will keep you going, because he keeps you in that fret state of mind. He wants you to run from bad thought to bad thought, and it's not here, it's not there, it's here. Those bad thoughts stem from the guilty conscience in here. It's a sick heart. It has nothing to do with your mind and meditation and everything else and yoga. That's why I tell people, dude, I'm so sick of it. I'm tired of arguing people. That's why I'm making these videos, because I'm not going to sit there and argue with you no more. I'm just making the videos, and if you want to read them, if you want to watch them, you watch them. If you want to fucking go whack off, go whack off. If you don't want to learn anything, well, don't fucking learn anything. I don't care. I don't. I've given up on that. I've given up on people that don't care. Why should I care if you don't care for me? I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you by all means. I love all those that I used to hate. That's another thing that I say, be careful what you pray for, because if I would have known that I was gonna love everybody and fucking and be praying for everybody to be healed and all this other shit, you think I would have fucking prayed for Jesus to come in my life? Fuck no. Crazy. You think I wanted to go on stage and go do all this crazy shit? No. I really didn't. The money sounded great, everything else sounds great, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to deal with people, man. I don't. I already know what the bullshit's gonna bring. I know how people are. Because I know how I am. I know how I can be. I can be petty too. Trust me, you want to be dumb, I can be dumber. Just trust me, I can be stupid. You want to be ratchet, I'll be ratchet too, you know? Listen, I can be ghetto, bro. I'm from Detroit. Listen, I'm from Brightmoor area. I grew up in Brightmoor. I can be ratchet as fuck. I can be dirty. I can be grimy. I can be grimy as fuck, man. Listen. I mean, I can be whatever you want me to be. So, whatever it is you want me to be, or don't want me to be, don't do it. That's simple. So yeah, Jesus turned it into wine, and that was also a symbol as well, big symbol. A big symbol. He made the wedding merry, man. He made the wedding the best. He saved the best for the last. Everything has just been saved for the last. Everything the best is saved for the last. So what does that mean? If he's saying that you save the best wine for the last, what do you think is going to happen? That means everything that we have when we go to the heavens, everything that we have now, we're going to have the best of. Everything when you love Jesus, you're getting the best of everything. You don't get any better than that. That's why I'm selling all this stuff. None of this stuff matters. Like, listen, man, Jesus is the only thing that matters to me. I gave up my family for Jesus. And I'll give them up again for Jesus. I've given up my family for Jesus, and I'm thankful for it because they weren't there for me. They weren't there for me before I got in trouble. They weren't for me before I got in trouble. They weren't there for me. And none of them don't come around me and bring me food. None of them ask for help. No one giving me a car ride. None of them. But I would give them to them. I would bring them food. Crazy, So let's go ahead and read again. Let's go read this. It says, tear down this temple. When the Passover feast celebrated each spring by the Jews was about to take place, Jesus traveled up to Jerusalem. He found the temple teeming with people selling cattle and sheep and doves. The loan sharks were also there in full strength. Jesus put together a whip out of strips of leather and chased them out of the temple, stampeding the sheep and cattle, upending the tables of the loan sharks, flipping the tables of the loan sharks, snapping the whips at people, screaming at them, telling them to get the fuck out of the church. He was throwing the coins, spilling them left and right, mad as fuck. He was mad as fuck. He told the dove merchants, get your fucking shit out of here. Stop turning my fucking father's house into a shopping mall, into a whorehouse. Stop. It says, that's when his disciples remembered the scripture, zeal for your house consumes me. So, he was really upset, man, because people, you gotta remember, right, tear down this temple, right? People would travel for miles and miles and miles. I'm talking crossing countries, whole families on camelback, and horse, walking to go sacrifice, right? They would take all their life savings, all their year savings, their family would put all their money together and take these journeys to Jerusalem, right? And buy these sacrificial animals, at the temple, to atone for their yearly sins, to wash away their guilt for doing wrong, when they knew they were doing wrong, when they knew they did wrong, and then would carry on. But what is crazy is the chosen people that God chose to perform these rituals for these people, for everyone, right? They were overtaxing people. They were charging double the price for the animals. They were running prostitution. They were selling women out of the church. Out of the temple. You got all these weary travelers, all these men. Traveling all these long distances. They want to get it in. They want. So all these. They're peddling women out of the temple. You know what I mean? And they're selling all these pigeons, pigeons were sacrificed too, and then that's why all these, it was just a big market. It wasn't a temple. It wasn't for, nobody was using it for what it was built for. They weren't worshiping God at all. They were worshiping sin. They were worshiping the money, making the money off people. They were worshiping the dollar, you know what I mean? They were selling women. These women are having sex with these men outside of marriage, you know what I mean, that are weary traveling. Listen, you can't have sex outside of marriage. And the reason why I say this is because it creates a guilty conscience. It does. And I don't care what anybody says. Everybody wants that high school sweetheart student who wants to be married forever. God instilled that in our heart. Period. And I'm going to continue I'm going to continue this tomorrow morning. That's what I'm going to do. Because this video is 40 minutes long. And there's something I want to talk about, God, tear down this temple. There's some things I want to talk about before we carry on. But we're going to do John. We're gonna do all of John the next few days until it's done. So, because I'm getting tired too. You can hear it. I'm exhausted. I need to lay down. It's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna lay down and do yoga for 2 hours, an hour. Do my yoga, lay down. I'm gonna go get the cats, check up on them. Which I'll take you guys in there to go check up on them, see them real quick. It's a crotch rocket. I heard some weird ass noise coming from outside, and I didn't know what it was at first. It was a crotch rocket. It sounded like a yelping, like a freaking animal, moaning at first. I didn't realize what it was though until. What's up, kids? Hi. Hello. Kitties. There we go. Now it ain't so bright. Is that better? Hey, baby. Nice. Gotta make sure you guys are alive. You girls are alive. Oh, so far I still have 2 kitties. This is the one I worry about. She wouldn't eat, so I gave her she wasn't too happy with me. right before I put her to sleep, I took a shitload of peanut butter, like a whole fingerful, and like packed her mouth with it. She wasn't happy because I haven't seen her eat at all today. At all. She hasn't eaten at all today. So she had some peanut butter and water. That's all she had before she went to bed. This cat eats and overindulges like crazy. Mentora does, but Ruvia, hopefully she pulls through the night. I gave her, hopefully the peanut butter is enough to make her get through the night. That's what I'm about to do though. I gotta spend time with her, man. That's kind of why I'm uploading the video and done with Bible study for now. So, and you know, it's an hour 45 minutes, man. It's a lot of stuff to take in, you know. That's why I gotta get on stage. I gotta get to meeting with people. It's, you know, I want to meet people. There's so much stuff I want to learn. You know, there's so many things out there that I don't know. I'm excited to meet people and experience God's love. You know, because God is in all of us. God, you know, His attributes are in all of us, and His attributes show in more in others, you know what I mean, in different ways. So, you know, I want to meet those people that are working for Him so fervently and so passionately, and see His love, because that's what brings healing. A lot of people don't understand that, you know, is going back out into the community and helping people, you know, and watching and children grow and watching families grow together. That's what brings the healing. That's what heals the heart after you've forgiven. Because you can't in order to heal your heart, you gotta have your heart, it's gotta be good soil, you know what I mean? The roots if your heart is hard, the roots won't take hold, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have good soil, a soft heart for the plant, the roots to grab hold, you know. And if it wasn't for Margarita, you know, this plant, you know, wouldn't have roots right now. They wouldn't be so deep rooted. You know, God, you know, planted it, you know what I mean, and you know, has been, you know, watering it, and Margarita flowered it. So, you know, she's seen it, you know, and she flowered it, you know, and now I've been pruning it, you know, you know, and this is why I need Margarita and those, you know, more experience around, so that my, you know, I get pruned more, just as everyone else, you know, because that's what God does. So, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. God bless you all, and stay true to yourself and to the Spirit, and take care. God bless.